Imagine a stretch of water so narrow, you could almost throw a stone across it, that controls nearly 20% of the entire world's oil supply. Shut it down for just 1 week, and fuel prices spike globally. Economies shiver. Militaries go on high alert. That place is real. It's called the Strait of Hormuz. And right now, it might be the single most contested strip of water on the planet. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway, just 33 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, sitting between Iran to the north and Oman and the UAE to the south. It connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, and from there, to the rest of the world's oceans. Every single day, roughly 17 to 21 million barrels of oil pass through this strait. That's about 1/5 of all the oil traded globally, shipped from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, UAE, and Iran itself. There is no easy alternative route. The pipelines that exist only replace a fraction of that volume. Basically, this strait is the jugular vein of the global energy supply. If the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, even temporarily, the effects are immediate and brutal. Oil prices would skyrocket within hours. Countries that depend on Middle Eastern oil, Japan, South Korea, India, China, and Europe, would face an energy crisis almost overnight. Inflation would rise. Economies would slow. The world doesn't have enough strategic oil reserves to survive a long-term closure. This is why every major power on Earth watches the strait very carefully. The United States has stationed its entire Fifth Fleet in Bahrain, right at the mouth of the Persian Gulf, specifically to protect the free flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. And here's why America cares so deeply, even though the US itself now produces most of its own oil domestically. America's closest allies, Japan, South Korea, and European nations, are heavily dependent on Gulf oil. If those allies face an energy crisis, the entire global economy destabilizes. The US dollar, which is used to price all oil worldwide, the so-called petrodollar, loses its global dominance if the Gulf oil trade collapses. American military presence here is not just about oil. It's about preserving the entire world order that the United States built after World War II. That's why the US has repeatedly made clear, any attempt to close the Strait of Hormuz will be treated as an act of war. Iran knows exactly what it's sitting on. The Strait of Hormuz is Iran's most powerful bargaining chip. Every time the US imposes new sanctions, every time tensions flare over Iran's nuclear program, Tehran does the same thing, it threatens to close the strait. And Iran has backed those threats with action. Its Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC Navy, regularly harasses oil tankers, seizes foreign ships, and conducts military exercises in the strait. In 2019, Iran seized a British-flagged oil tanker. In 2023 and 2024, more seizures followed. Iran has also planted naval mines in these waters in the past, during the Iran-Iraq War, and the world knows they could do it again. Iran's strategy is simple. They may not be able to win a direct war with the US, but they can hold the global economy hostage. The strait is their nuclear option, without the nuclear weapon. The Strait of Hormuz is 33 kilometers of water that sits at the center of the world's most dangerous geopolitical standoff. It's where oil economics, military power, and Iranian survival strategy all collide. As long as the world runs on oil, and as long as Iran feels cornered, this tiny stretch of water will remain one of the most explosive flashpoints on Earth. If you found this video useful, hit subscribe, because every week we break down the geopolitical stories that shape the world you live in. See you in the next one.